morning, good afternoon, and good evening to everyone who would be listening to us. A brief introduction about myself. I'm Shafak Rahman, a founder and podcaster for Being Mental. So, what does Being Mental do? It's basically very simple. It has two basic purpose to create acceptance and awareness around mental well-being issues. Now, today I'm very interested to and excited as well to introduce a very important and special person who I had the opportunity to collaborate with almost a year, I guess. So here is Roxana.
Hi.
Ta-da! She is a co-founder of an NGO called For Everyone, situated at the very heart of Berlin. And what does she do? That is $1 million question. She's actually trying to bring together creativity and community building together. So, without much ado, actually, I'll dive right into the question for Roxana and for all of us to learn more about For Everyone and its purpose. So, Roxana, thank you so much for actually accepting my request and for coming to Being Mental. Um, I will just go start with the question, right?
Mhm,
So, I'm very curious to know the beginning of For Everyone. How did it all start?
mhm. Um, okay, let's say 5 to 6 years ago, basically, I was working in a psychiatric hospital still as art therapist,
Mhm.
and I saw the urge of doing something different, basically, and something more bigger. And I started actually bringing up some ideas. How can I work as an art therapist outside of a therapy? Sorry, out of a therapeutic setting, basically.
Okay.
And I felt like not only people that are super sick need help, but the general society needs help, basically. And then I met 2 years later, actually, my partner, Andre, who's
Mhm.
also the co founder. And he and me, we met at a further education and project management because I knew I need project management to actually build up my own business, basically.
Wow, but that is super interesting that you try to combine and you were very aware of the issues, I guess, right?
Yes.
Then it comes like my next question would be the motivation. So I do see this interest of you to actually help the community
Mm-hmm.
at large, but how would you describe then the amalgamation or the conjunction between creativity, creative workshops,
Mm-hmm.
and community building?
Mm-hmm. I mean, it all comes basically from my background, as I said. So I
Hmm.
worked in the clinic, and art therapy is usually in a group.
Okay.
Basically, I mean, sometimes you're alone, also two on two, but actually you're in a group. So it means the group helps each other, survives from each other, learns from each other. So
Okay.
it's always seemed like, okay, if I have people from whatever backgrounds,
Hmm.
poor, rich, wherever country, not speaking German, you could bring them together and they would really benefit from the creativity, working on something together and supporting each other. And that helped them, lifting them, their self esteem, that got them out of troubles. And I was like, yeah, we can just use that in a broader way. Basically, people support each other, like
Yeah.
this peer support,
Yeah.
basically.
So it's also nice that you sort of tested the waters before, I guess, right?
Yes.
You tested through your own work, you've been into a different settings, and then you
Hmm.
decided, okay, project management is needed, and then I go. I
Yeah.
really love the fact that it was all a step-by-step process.
Hmm.
Then next is the question that comes right away into my mind is the kind of workshops.
Hmm.
So you talked about art therapy, which was your background, is
Yes.
your background still,
Hmm.
but about For Everyone as large,
Hmm.
what kind of workshops do you guys provide?
So we have different things. We have workshops, we have events, we have open events.
Okay.
So workshops really they're focused at the moment at handcraft basically because we could see like I mean we are volunteer based means volunteers come and they bring in ideas what they think the neighborhood the society needs. So and somehow they came all to be handcrafts at the moment. So old fashioned things like macrame, knitting, crochet, pottery, um, we have also expressive painting nowadays. That's
Mhm.
also really interesting for people. And we also have public speaking. We have, gosh, there's so many. We have group exhibitions. You cannot see it now, but actually, here's one
Yes.
also.
Yes.
And we do have also trainings actually for women empowerment. So
Okay.
it's like out of our projects basically.
Okay. So this also, I can sense the feel of collaborative
Mm-hmm.
project. So you do collaborate with other NGOs as well,
Mm-hmm.
inside Berlin or also outside Berlin?
Here in this community cafe that we have, we collaborate closely with Carona. It's an organization that mostly helps people without housing and with drug
Okay.
problems. So we are in really close contact. And then also with some other organizations here that work with migrants,
Mm.
basically to support. But then abroad, we also have collaborations in Europe with other, like now we have a project with 6 other organizations across
Mm-hmm.
Europe for this female empowerment projects.
Oh, wow. I mean, that's fantastic, isn't it? That it's
Mhm.
not just limited to one place, but you're
Yes.
slowly expanding. And I'm
Mhm.
also part of it now, so I can actually completely understand the beautiful community you guys are building together.
Yeah.
So I do have a list of questions, so that's why I keep going
Okay.
back to it because I want to be more precise.
Mhm.
Are you aware of any other mental health issues in your vicinity? Because you talked about the probably people who are affected by drugs,
Mhm.
etc., right? And also migrants and stuff. So, in my opinion, you are probably coming across people from different areas with different problems, probably.
Yeah.
So, is this something that you experienced or people experience, and that's something that you want to also, yeah, share it with our audience?
Mhm. Different things, different levels of problems, I would say.
Okay.
So inside of our workshops, I mean, the biggest issue that we see is the general issue is the loneliness issue, that people feel not
Okay.
connected, they don't feel belonging and lonely. But this is like just a thing how they feel basically.
Hmm.
But underneath is often people come that had depressions or in are a mild depression, more like not the crazy. I mean, it can be really difficult to have a really bad
Yeah.
depression, but we see more like milder versions. Burnout, obviously, we hear a
Mm.
lot of burnouts.
Yeah.
Anxieties. That is really interesting because we work with handcrafts,
Yeah.
and this is often for people that are more introverted.
Ah.
And often anxieties connect to more introverted persons, also like the social anxieties. That's a big issue, right? Like coming here to a new group of people and being alone, and then yeah, like stepping out of your comfort zone
Mm-hmm.
basically is a huge issue. And another, I mean, obviously, as I said, with Karuna, we
Mm-hmm.
have the issues of drug addictions around us, psychosis because of drugs,
Yeah.
or generally psychosis also. That is like a day to day on the side
Yeah.
work we do to support people and give them coffee or talk to the people on site.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this is so sweet as well, right? Like you're trying to build a community on the inside, but also from the outside as well. So supporting a whole ecosystem,
Yes.
I would say. Um, and then because you mentioned about all the workshops, right? And the fact that anxiety and introverts sort of goes hand in hand.
Mm-hmm.
But when was the time when you realized that these creative workshops, this creativity can actually help them
Mm-hmm.
in certain way? That will be my first question. And my second question is the fact that you said there are many volunteers, so they come up also with their own idea. Do
Mm-hmm.
they have to be trained in psychology or something? Do you guys also provide like therapy sessions,
Mm-hmm.
like like professional therapy sessions? So are these volunteers trained in order to handle
Mm-hmm.
people with anxiety or burnout, etc.?
Mm-hmm. Can you say the first question again?
Yeah, so I was asking about the creative workshop
Yeah.
and the fact that how it helps in the well-being of people,
Mm-hmm.
basically. Why do you think this is an important bridge?
Mm-hmm. So creativity is a vessel basically to let
Mm-hmm.
out emotions, stress. Like there are different ways. Basically, when you work with your hand, you focus on your hands and your body.
Yeah.
It's a lot to let out the daily troubles that came out.
Mm-hmm.
Then, when you work with creativity, it's kind of how do you say a mini world of the reality. So basically,
Yeah.
what you do with your hands, or when you do something with pottery, it's the way you do something you can analyze yourself basically in day to day's life.
Mm-hmm.
So and you can improve when you see it's like when you learn in a workshop. I'm okay the way I am, and it's not about being the best or something.
Mm-hmm.
To see maybe in reality it's also fine not to be the best. So it's kind of a self-learning process, and it goes really mild because you were asking about the training of our workshop leaders.
Yeah.
So they learn like to be friendly, welcoming for everyone, like saying like I support you the way you are. And this is already the big thing because then you see you learn I'm okay, and that's the best, right?
Yes, exactly. And I think I can also just add on from my own experience.
Mm-hmm.
When I was giving workshop and I attended workshop as well, I felt very safe. I
Yeah.
think the fact that you can just be yourself and nobody's judging you.
Mm-hmm.
And I think you guys also have a brochure, isn't it?
Yeah.
For the for the workshop leaders, and I
Yeah.
think for everyone in general who's associated with for
Mm-hmm.
everyone. And I think that is also very beautiful because it has all small steps. I remember reading it all.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
very fascinating and interesting to see how much effort you guys put into
Mm-hmm.
uh, saying how to like handle things, and if it goes a bit out of hand, what
Yeah.
to do, etc., right? So
Mm.
so it's really, so I'm really thankful that you guys came up with this kind of an organization where everybody feels safe and there is no judgment, so that's
Yeah.
great. um so this is still now, like the journey till now, right?
Mm-hmm.
What is after? What is the future? Can you give us a glimpse?
So first of all, we want to bring our workshops to different locations, also in Berlin and in Germany. We're reaching out to different coffee places and more safer spaces, bigger spaces. Because, for instance, the knitting workshop here is always like so full, and we don't have enough space. And then, but abroad also, we're looking already at Athens and maybe Barcelona for other collaborations, like always together with local entities, basically, to build up similar ecosystems. Because
Okay.
obviously, the topic of loneliness and community is not only a problem here in Berlin; it's a big city problem often. It I mean, our workshops are mostly also for migrants, basically, or people that moved new to Berlin right
Mm-hmm.
now. And this is, I mean, an ongoing thing, right? In Europe and everywhere, people move to different places. They don't have family there, they don't have friends there, and they don't know the language and where to feel welcome and you're okay wherever you come from.
Yeah.
So I think this is like a general thing. We need this more. So.
Yeah, yeah, and I think that's actually really beautiful. The fact that you're collaborating with Athens, and I know with
Mhm.
Italy and other
Yeah.
places, the projects that you're building together. Yeah, that's really fantastic. But with that, I would ask, which I ask actually to all my guests, and I threw many questions at Roxana already. So thank you for answering them so well.
Mhm.
Um, what would be the key take home messages? So I will not I'll not put a number to it this time. I just want you to give out some messages to the world for everybody who's following being mental,
Mhm.
because today we learned about creativity and we learned about community building and how it helps. So
Mhm.
through your organization, if there's something that you want to really like give it out,
Mhm.
to the world, what would it be?
First one, just do it. Basically, just do something that you didn't ever do before. For instance, go somewhere, experience something new, and be surprised. And the second one, I love this from when I learned, is like the river flows by itself. You don't have to push it.
Wow.
Yeah.
That would be something that I will actually keep in my mind, that the river flows. So you have to just give it a try. You have to go out
Mm-hmm.
and be kind to yourself. This is what I sense.
Also, obviously, yes. Don't pressure yourself so much. Like, I mean, all these self hesitations and troubles we make ourselves in our daily lives. So just, I mean, they anyways are there, so they can fly away.
Yeah.
Because life, yeah, life happens every day, right?
Yes.
So.
Yes. I completely agree. I completely agree to it.
Mm-hmm.
And very last question. If you
Mm-hmm.
have questions for me,
Mm-hmm. Uh-oh.
I know that's a surprise, but I promise that's the really last
Mm-hmm.
question. So
Mm-hmm.
then you can throw it at me as well.
Mm. What was the best moment you had as a workshop leader in our organization when you were giving a workshop?
Oh my God, there's so many. Every workshop that I give is so different.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so it's very difficult to pick one at the very moment. But I think I could just say in the last workshop, because it was a creative Sunday. So in the creative Sunday is also very interesting because it brings two different workshops together, and we have a 3 hour workshop
Mm-hmm.
session. And I was working with another workshop leader with the paintings, basically expressive paintings situation. And I thoroughly enjoyed it because every person had its own individuality that they brought up to stage. And I'm basically collaborating with For Everyone as a public speaking and storytelling workshop leader. So the stories that they weave from incomplete sentences that I threw at them, and one of it that I always gave and I really enjoy it is about Berlin, something around Berlin. And the way they acted it out, it was just how freeing it is to create a like a safe space for people to be themselves. So I don't know how much they enjoyed, at least they smiled, but I really enjoyed. They made my day,
Yeah,
basically.
sweet. Yeah.
So with this, Roxana, thank you so much
Thank you
for
so
coming
much.
early morning at freezing temperature. And also we have Mersa behind the camera, which you guys will not see it, but she is there and she has been a really strong support system for us in the morning. Otherwise, I would have been very stressed.
Mhm.
And also thanks to everybody who is following. For everyone, if you're not yet following, please go to the Instagram handle. I will put all the links and everything together. We are going to collaborate. Follow them if you're in and around Berlin. Give it a chance. Go to the cafe, even if it's just for a coffee. They're very, very friendly volunteers around. I'm also there sometimes, and give it a try. Like just you said, right? And for people who are also curious about knowing more about mental well-being, well, we should all be curious
Yeah.
in principle. Please
Mhm.
follow our Insta handle as well, and we are also available on different platforms similar to For Everyone. I'll put all the links. Please also subscribe to our YouTube, because if you do not subscribe, then I cannot bring prestigious guests as Roxana. So help us, support us. If you have ideas, feedback, criticism, everything is welcome. With that, I think Roxana and I would like to say thank you and be kind to yourself.
Thank you so much.
Bye.
Ciao.